Yes, people, what's going on, man? What's going on? We're back with another video. Listen, make sure that you're liking the video as always, subscribing to the channel. Road to 3K, man. We're nearly there, people. Road to 3K. By this weekend, we should have touched that. Do you know what I'm saying? So make sure that you're sharing the video. Like I said, make sure that you're subscribing as always. And yeah, listen, this is a quick preview for the game against Wolves. Obviously, we got the here we go yesterday, finally, for this clown. Yeah, this Malteser, yeah, this negative egg, bro, bald egg, bro. Sorry for anyone that's bald that's watching, but I'm sorry, I've got to cook this guy, yeah, because this Lukaku guy, unbelievable, coming to the club, 4 months into the job, you know, does an interview unprovoked in another country, invites Sky Italia, and just starts talking shit on the club. Twerking for Inter, talking madness on Tuchel. I honestly couldn't believe it. When that came out, I honestly couldn't believe it because this is a guy who, for me, wasn't my first choice. My first choice was Haaland, yeah? But when I realized I wasn't going to get Haaland, he was the next best option, yeah? I was a bit skeptical because the creativity in the team was lacking, and we know Lukaku is not a mobile guy, yeah? And he's very static. That's one thing about him. He's like a statue up there, bro. Do you get it? But I said, you know what? Let's give him a chance to come back because you know what? When we sent this guy out on loan, when we had Drogba and that, listen, and we sold him, I wasn't happy about it. Because at the time, I could see the hunger. Yeah, I could see that he wasn't built like what a lot of his age mates are built like. He was built like a man from early. If you see videos of this guy when he was 15, 16, he was a big man on the pitch. Yeah. And I remember I used to bang him on FIFA. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I've always respected his thing because with Lukaku, as much as people don't like him and he's not that technical, he's got a touch of a trampoline, he gets you goals. That's one thing about him. If you go check every club he's been at, even United, West Brom, Everton, this guy will bag you goals, even though it's not pretty. So he says what he does, what it says on the tin. Do you get what I'm saying? But he came to the club and disrespected the club. And good riddance to this guy. Finally, we've been able to get rid of him. Yeah, thank God that Napoli have been able to save us. And now what I need to see next is for us to wrap up Osimhen. Do you get what I'm saying? You know, he's another one who, you know, isn't world class. You know, he's not my first option, to be fair. But in this market where there's not really much going on, we need an experienced striker up there. He's better than nothing. I can't be going into the season with Martin Gill and Jackson again. I can't. Because as much as I like Gill, that's too much pressure I'm putting on him. He needs to learn from someone else. You know, Jackson, just poor in front of goal. You know what I'm trying to say? We need a different option up there. And I'm hoping that the fact that we've got Lukaku sorted out, that's going to hopefully mean that we've built relationships. We've built relationships now with Napoli because they're not the easiest to negotiate with. But Osimhen's he's in big problems right now because I don't see United coming in for him. They've just gone and bought Xerxes, and they've got Rasmus up there. They've got even that Cheeto guy, he's third choice. You know, you got Man City, they've got Haaland already. Arsenal, Arteta basically came out yesterday saying they're not looking at a striker. He's happy with his options. Havertz is performing right now, and Jesus, you know, seems to be a little bit sharper. Seems he's lost a little bit of weight as well. He's trimmed down over the summer, you know. And Arsenal need to sell to buy as well. They're not going to come and splash and get involved. Yeah. Who else have you got? You've got Liverpool. FSG, going to try splashing Osimhen. Hey, don't make me laugh. You've got Tottenham. They've just got Dominic Solanke, and he's not going to go to Tottenham over Chelsea. Yeah. Who else have you got? Villa. They've got Watkins, and he's not going to go to Villa over Chelsea. Right. And then if you're looking around Europe, there's no one else that's going to be able to afford his wages and even afford the fee, really. You know what I'm trying to say? It's only really us or Saudi. So right now, I think there's a bit of a delay because he's kind of waiting around, you know, seeing if he can long it out until next week. But he's going to have to take some sort of cut. And it's one of them ones they'll probably tell him, yo, when we're back in Champions League, your wages will go back up to what you're normally used to. You know what I'm trying to say? But that one, listen, it needs to happen, innit? It needs to happen. I was confident about Olise, so I'm not going to say much, but I just don't see how Osimhen doesn't come to Chelsea because it's either us or Saudi. It's not like we're up against Bayern, we're up against a big club like Real Madrid or something. it's basically, it feels like a one horse race. I'll be real. I don't really see anyone else getting involved for this one. So hopefully we get that one done. Do you know what I'm saying? But listen, let's get straight into the preview, man, because Wolves are a team that we have struggled against, recently. In our last 5 games, we have lost 3 times against Wolves, drawn once and won once. They've been a headache. They have been a headache for us. And last season, this game was actually the game where I said Poch out when we lost to them at the Bridge 4-2. Because, Poch kept coming out with excuses all the time. Oh, well, we're not playing well today because we're missing Lukaku. The circumstances. If we had Lavia, if we had this, if we had that. And I gave him 3 strikes. Yeah, I gave this guy 3 strikes because I had to be reasonable with the amount of injuries that he had. Yeah, but I'll still say, listen, we've got enough to be able to build a team and put a team together. And he still kept playing people out of position. But I said, you know what? I'm going to give him 3 strikes because clearly the injuries are making him do some crazy stuff in his head. Yeah, against Wolves, he started in Cuckoo. He started Caicedo. He started Palmer. He started Enzo. Yeah, and we get smoked 4-2. Cunha, out of all people who can't hit a barn door, bags a hat-trick against us. Cunha. Yeah. And I kept saying last season, we're Charity FC. Whatever you need, we'll give it to you. Yeah. Cunha, you haven't been bagging recently? Don't worry, come to the Bridge. We'll give you a hat-trick. And Neto run riot that day. Yeah, he got an assist for Nori. I think he got an assist for the second goal as well. Yeah, he was just running on that side, non-stop. Yeah, and that's why I'm happy that we've got him now. To be fair, I don't think Neto's gonna start. I'll go through the team that I think is gonna play and what I will do. But he did say the other day in the presser that that Neto, it might be a bit too much to start him again because he started last game and he started the game before. And he came on the game before. So it's like they're trying to manage his minutes because obviously he's been injured for quite a while. So I don't think Neto's going to start the game, but he's still a weapon to bring off the bench. That's the good thing about having a big squad. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's how I'm kind of looking at the game. We need to make sure that we go and beat these guys. We played them away. Christmas Eve, Raheem Sterling just ruined my Christmas. You know what I'm saying? First half, all you've got to do, we're through on goal. You've got Palmer next to you, and Madueke, I believe, was next to him as well. He tries to go through on goal and take this one-on-one shot, and he just misses. It was a shit shot as well. Yeah? And he's got his teammates right next to him. That's why he's on the chopping block, because of things like this. I remember he did it against Villa as well, at home. He's done it in a couple places, and I don't expect that from someone who's nearly 30 years old to be playing like a child. Yeah? Because in that game, you didn't score, and you didn't get an assist. So you didn't add to your tally. If you got an assist, if you just passed, you would have got an assist that day. So you'd have left with something. Yeah? You'd have left with something. But you didn't want to because you're Raheem Sterling and you're the man and you think you're all of these things. Well, you're not, bro. You're not, bro. Yeah? You've never been the man in front of goal like that. Yeah? I respect your numbers because you're good in certain areas, the tap-ins and all of that stuff. But when it comes to finishing, bro, respect yourself, please. Yeah? And that was another game that we ended up losing. We lost that game 2-1. Set piece in the air, we conceded, what's his name? Lemina scored a header in that game as well. Again, set piece FC last season, we could not defend any corners. We couldn't defend any free kicks. It was a mess. This time around, at least we've got a little bit more height and we've actually got a set piece coach. You know what I'm trying to say? So hopefully that should help. But in terms of this game, listen, I watched Wolves last week against Arsenal. And to be honest, I wasn't really impressed with them. Like with Wolves, obviously they play a 4-2-3-1. And in build-up, they know how to get from back to front. But the problem with them is that they freeze when they get up there. You know what I'm saying? And touch wood, they keep freezing against us because I always say these things that it comes to Chelsea, all of a sudden everyone's fluid up there. Yeah. But the thing with them is, like I said, they get themselves in good areas, but I don't even know who their striker is. They've got a guy called Larson or something. Last week he didn't really do much against Arsenal. Obviously, Arsenal were playing at home, and we know Arsenal possessions based team. But Wolves in the second half, especially, they were getting on the ball a lot and they were getting in good areas. But Huang wasn't really doing anything. You had another guy on the wing. You had the guy called Rodrigo Gomez. He's actually one to look out for as well. He's young, yeah. He looks quite good as well. He's techie. So I want to see how Gusto gets on with him because Gusto hasn't looked great so far in both the games that I've seen. Like Against Servette, he's given the ball away. Against Man City, he just didn't really look, like the gusto that I was seeing last season. So hopefully this is where he comes into his own, because this Rodrigo Gomez guy looks a bit of a headache, But then I'm looking at their midfield. They've got Lamina, they've got Gomez, and then they've got Bellegarde. Yeah, and that's a real physical midfield. You know what I'm trying to say? But end of the day, I'm not looking at that midfield worried. We should be able to boss that midfield. Even if we don't have too many people that are physical in there, we should be able to pop it around them. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm looking at it man for man. We have better players than Wolves, And like I said, I'm not confident going into this game because obviously, like I said, we haven't had a good record against Wolves. And I still need to see a few more things. The last game against Servette, we wasn't as fluid in the attack. But then again, that's only the second game. That's only the first game the second team have played together. So these people need to learn how to play together. That's one thing people forget. Chemistry is a big thing in football. Yeah. Arsenal have a lot of chemistry because they've been playing together for time. Same thing as Liverpool. Same thing as Man City. Chelsea, we're still trying to build a team. So things aren't going to be as fluid as what you would expect from a team that's been playing together for a year plus. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it's going to take a year for everyone to learn how to play together, but it's going to take a few games. You know what I'm trying to say? It's going to take a few games. It's going to take more training together and all of these things. Yeah. To be able to be cohesive. But when I'm looking at things on paper, the likes of Caicedo, Lavia, Palmer, Enzo, Nkuku, all these guys that could play midfield, we need to be making sure that we're dominating that midfield and we're controlling the game. Yeah? Controlling the game, right? That's what we need to be doing. And for this game, I want to be seeing some width. I don't want to be seeing Palmer and Nkuku, running at guys on the wing. Like I said, I'll go through my lineup in a second, people, of what I've gone with, but we need to make sure that we're stretching these guys. Nori, the other day, he struggled against Saka. Every time Saka's getting the ball, he's just letting him cut in on his left foot. And I'm looking at that, I'm thinking, that's going to be delicious for Madueke. Madueke's going to love that because Madueke loves to take his man on and he loves to get on his left foot and shoot. Yeah? And his end product is actually improving, people. That's one thing I've always said about Madueke. Madueke knows how to take on his man, but his end product ain't the best all the time. But it's slowly improving. And finally, he's starting to get his stripes a bit. Because last season, when I said he's one of the best at taking on his man, they tried to call me deluded. But all the stats and the eye test show that he is. You know what I'm saying? Only him and Kudus and Doku were completing at least on average of 3 take-ons per game last season, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? But I've always said it's just the end product that he needs to improve, but it's getting better. So for this game, I need to see Madueke start on that side. I need to see him do what Saka did to Nori. Do you know what I'm saying? Nori just kept letting him cut in. You get it? So let's go through the lineup that I thought I would the lineup I would go with for this game. Listen, I don't think it's going to pick this lineup because already I put Jorgensen in goal. And at the moment, it looks like Sanchez is still going to keep his place. And for me, listen, it is where it is. At this point, I'm not going to get mad because end of the day, it's only game week 3, or game week 2 even in the Prem. And he's obviously waiting for Sanchez to do a madness. Yeah. The performance the other day that Sanchez put out, that's enough to drop him. But it is still quite early on. So he's probably giving him benefit of the doubt and he probably has 3 strikes in his head. But from what I saw the other day from Jorgensen, like I said, this is what I've been saying, people, in terms of him helping the team play better because he's a lot more comfortable in the ball, and he's more assured in the box as well. Yeah. Like I said, he's a decent keeper. The only thing that was scaring me about Jorgensen from when I was watching the games back is how he parries the ball out into danger. That's the main problem that I've had with him. But in terms of him as a whole, I kept saying to everyone in the group chats and I said, I think he's a decent keeper. But I preferred Valles because Valles is a better shot stopper and he seems a little bit more experienced. But from what I've seen from Jorgensen at Chelsea so far, as well as what I was watching last year, I'm happy for him to start. He's only 22 as well, and he can get better. He can keep developing. I remember when De Gea first came to the Prem, he was a shambles, shocking at 21. All of a sudden, something clicked, and he just became an amazing world-class goalkeeper. Yeah, and already Jorgensen, he hasn't been as bad as De Gea. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully he has an even better career at Chelsea. But I would start him for this game. I've gone with Gusto right back, Wesley Fofana centre back with Levi Colwill, Cucurella. Then I went with Lavia as the 6, Palmer in between the lines on the right hand side, Caicedo on the left hand side there. Then I've gone with Madueke up top on the right, Jackson up top, and I've gone with Lukaku on the left. Now you lot might be thinking, oh, why have you gone with Nkuku on the left. I thought you wanted a little bit of width. And for this game, listen, I would love for Mudryk to be able to start, yeah? But what I do want someone who can bring a little bit of a threat off the bench because I want the game wrapped up, yeah? And for me, Nkuku should be able to do something against Doherty, yeah? You must. Do you know what I'm saying? You must be able to do something against Matt Doherty, bro. Do you get it? And if he's not doing much, I'll just take him off at half time because at least I've got a little bit of width on the right-hand side, yeah? I remember last season when Nkuku played left wing against Brighton when he came off the bench, yeah? He did very well and he scored as well. You know, Wolves aren't the best team. It's not like we're playing against a Man City, yeah? So I would start Nkuku on the left and then obviously bring someone like Mudryk off the bench. I would have started Neto there, but again, I just don't feel like he's going to start this game. So there's no point in me playing him there because if you know, in terms of fitness, I would do the same if I was the manager. I'm not going to keep playing him for him to get injured. So there are better options than Nkuku, but for this game, I want to put Nkuku there because I want a little bit of assurance. With Mudryk, you still don't know what you're going to get from him. This is the problem. So I'll probably start Nkuku on the left, and I've started Caicedo in the midfield with Palmer because I want Caicedo to be able to press from the front with Palmer and be able to provide those legs as well when we lose the ball. Do you know what I'm trying to say? With Wolves, they've got Belgrade, I think, who plays as a 10. But again, I don't really see anything special from my man when I watch him. Do you know what I'm saying? So Lavia should be able to handle business in that role. But at the same time, I've put Caicedo in there to offer some legs. Do you get it? So that's the team that I would go with for this game. But this is actually what I think he's going to go with, yeah, for the game. So I think he's going to go with Sanchez in goal, Malo Gusto, Fofana, Levi Colwill, Cucurella, then Lavia, Enzo, and Lavia, Enzo as a pivot, Cole Palmer in the 10, Madueke right wing, Nicholas Jackson up top, and Nkuku on the left. Yeah. And some people will be wondering, like, oh, where's Caicedo? Why didn't Caicedo start? You know, Caicedo had a lot of minutes the other day. So I'm not too sure. Like, I don't think Maresca is going to play Enzo as a 10 again because the other day that didn't really work. I'll be surprised if he plays Enzo as a 10 again. I'll be real. If he does it again, I'll be a little bit concerned. It has to work if he plays him as a 10 again. Yeah, because for me, he's not a 10. So Madueke came on the other day. He scored a goal, you know, and he did well. You know, Maresca came out speaking about, you know, if you're not going to train well, if you're not going to play well and try, there's no guarantee that you're going to start games, you know. So hopefully Madueke woke up the other day and woke him up and said, yo, I've got to start. Because Madueke is dangerous in this team. He helps this team. He's effective. He gets goals and he gets assists. And he's a problem on that side. Do you know what I'm saying? So he needs to start in this game. And Cole Palmer, for me, needs to start centrally. We need to start seeing Cole Palmer from last season. Because we're yet to see that. I know you've had a long break. I know you scored in the final on that, bro. But listen, the season started now. You need to get back on it. Yeah, I need to see you start scoring goals and getting some assists as well. Do you know what I'm saying? So I do think he's going to go with this 4-2-3-1. Or he could go with a 4-3-3, where you're starting Enzo and Caicedo as two of the 8s. Cole Palmer on the right, Nkuku on the left, Jackson up top. See Lavia in the 6 and then the same defense there. He could go with that. But again, I don't want to see that because that's not stretching the pitch enough. Yeah? Maresca, like I said, you like touchline wingers, bro. So I need to see some wingers running at their men. Like what Mudryk and Neto were trying to do the other day. Do you know what I'm saying? So listen, we need to make sure, innit? We need to make sure because I am tired of losing against Wolves and not picking up enough wins against Wolves. Yeah? We just need to get that one win over the line. And before you know it, we're going to start beating these guys again. Do you know what I'm saying? Because our record the past 5 games has not been good. It really hasn't, you know? But it's Neto's homecoming. We'll see if he starts, you know, because like I said, he bullied us last time we played them, you know? And listen, if he scores, I hope this guy is shameless like me and celebrates, bro. Because me, I'll celebrate. I can't even lie. Yeah, I won't do a madness, but I'll do a little something. You know what I'm trying to say? But for this game, prediction. Listen, I have to back the boys. I'm going to say 2-1 Chelsea. I'll say 2-1 Chelsea for this one. I think we've got enough firepower. I think we've got enough to make sure that we handle this game. We can't walk away with a loss, man, because we've got to start the season well. We've already got a loss against Man City, but it was a decent enough performance where I was looking at it and we can build from it. Do you know what I'm saying? But listen, people, let me know your predictions for the game. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what lineups you lot would go with and what lineup you think Maresca would go with as well. Like I said, road to 3K. We're going to get there, people. We're going to get there real soon, man. But listen, in a bit, love.